Hey guys, it's me. After a little bit of an absence, as I say, I was going to cut back on videos. I was going to leave this until the monthly update, but you know me, being a Tiger fan, I can't wait. As you can see, this is not my new normal scale. It's actually the Tamiya 1/48 early Tiger. Um, this is going to be my entry into the i.s.m Tiger 1 buddy build. Hosted by Paul Bratland and I think T3H Guppy. I couldn't resist it because, as you well know, I'm an absolute tiger nut, and this is going to be interesting because this thing actually comes with a metal lower hull. I suppose that's to give it weight, really. Yes, it does have its own tracks, which are self-assembled, but to be honest with you, I've already ordered aftermarket AFV ones in 1/48. I think, to be honest, because they're more workable. What they're going to be like, I don't know. I've heard horrible mutterings from Mike. That's Mike Cohen. But I'm going to give it a bash. See if I can sort of stretch my modelling skills a little bit. This is a scale I don't normally do for armour, as I say. I do have one other 1/48 one, which is a... Hang on, let me have a look here. British 7-ton armoured car Mark 4, which I thought was 1/35th, but it isn't. But anyway, you'll see that in my monthly update. But getting back to the subject in hand, as soon as I saw this the other night when Paul mentioned it, I thought, yeah, I know I've got the Bandai one, which has just started, and I'm still trying to finish off my other current projects from last year. But I thought, I'm going to throw my hat into the ring. The only thing is, guys, it may well be beyond the expiry date because I've come across a snag already. Paul mentioned the whole PE set to Google them. I actually looked it out on eBay and I came up with the Edward set. The only one that was on eBay was the North African initial version. I couldn't find the early one. So, sorry Paul mate, I've decided to go on the Edward. But the only problem is that ain't coming through until the 8th or 9th of June. And as we know, this buddy build is running from 6 weeks as from, I think, a couple of days ago. So if it don't get done, guys, I'm afraid that is the way it's going to be. But I've decided to go that route purely because of budget reasons, really. Because I think the whole set's going to be a little bit more expensive. So I chose this one. So there you go. You take your chance, you pay your price. However, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to do a little inbox review of this kit. It does look a smashing little kit, I have to say, on Mike's recommendation, because I mentioned to him that I was going to actually get one of these, and he said they are superb little kits, so I thought, okay, let's go for it. And I know Paul's actually gone in for this one as well. And by the way he's going, he's almost halfway there and ready for priming his kit already. So yeah, I'm going to watch that one with interest. But as I say, you do have the option of, I think, about 3 or 4 tanks. I've got the option of doing S-33 at the Battle of Kursk. I can't remember who that was commanded by, but my option may well be Otto Karas' 213, because you have that option in here anyway. And I haven't actually read the book yet because I'm trying to finish the one on the Crusades, which has nearly taken me the best part of 2 years to finish. So there you go. Anyway, let's get on with that and less of the waffle. As you can see, you've got superb box art on the front of a typical Tiger in the Panzer Grey early version, which I think was based in Russia somewhere in the early stage of its service career. I did initially think I was going to do this version, but I'm going to leave that for a 1/35th kit I've got in my stash. So I've decided upon Karas' tank, because obviously I've got the book to read, which is Tigers in the Mud, so there you go. As I say, this is depicting a squad on the move, going through, I think, some Russian forest, and in the background, if you notice there, That looks like a Panzer IV. Is it another no, it is another Tiger 1, so it's a squad of them going through there. The kit number, if you are interested on this, is, if I'll get it into focus, I'm on you devil, focus will you, there we go, is 32504/2100. That's 32504/2100. Okay, and it comes with a die-cast chassis. On the side here you've got an illustration of the die-cast chassis, as you can see, and there's the model as the assembled model there, which does look rather good actually. And then on the back here is one of the colour options that you can do. This is I think a Curse Tiger S33. That was one of the two I was weighing up on what to do, but as I say, I've already got one in the Curse scheme anyway, so I think I'm just going to go for the plain old Dunkelgelb with Karas's 213. Okay, so let's see what we got inside the box. And first things first, as you always know, I start with the instruction sheet, and let's get that one out. So there we go. Out she comes. Put the box aside here, and if you're wondering why I got such a sparse desk, it's because I'm in the middle of cleaning it. So there you go. Right, here we are. Here's the instruction sheet. A little history about the Tiger 1, as you can see here, and its campaigns, etc. Box art illustrations, as you can see there. Some of the tools you can obtain through the Tamiya range. And then obviously you've got all your colour call-outs up here, so that's all done there. Oh, hang on, excuse me guys, I've just got to unmute the TV because I've got the bricks of plastic hangout on the minute, so bear with me a minute. I don't know why it's done that. There you go. I'm going to mute it. Sorry, Nigel. It's Nigel Wells, Mike Cohen, Seb, so bear with me. Sorry guys, got to mute you. I'm not going to concentrate on the video otherwise. There we go. I've just muted him again. Right, where was I? Oh yes, so before I got rudely interrupted, but there you go. As I was saying, first off, you've got all the colour callouts, as you can see there. Again, you can cross-reference with the Hobby Colour app, which you can get via Play Store. First off, as you always know, we start on the running gear. You've got the sprocket there, as well as the poly caps, so obviously these can run. Then you've got your main running gear, which you assemble. And then obviously you've got the final drive, which goes on first on the lower die cast hole. Now I think this may be a case of putting super glue, but they do recommend a cast metal using instant cement. Can't see that happening somehow, but I think I'm going to use a CA for that. Next stage, if I get it out, they're telling you, and this is not the way to go, guys, if anybody has never done armour before, take a hint. Even though they say to put the running gear on in the next process, don't, because it's going to cause you a nightmare when it comes to painting. So I would recommend that you do this at the very last stage. Okay, again, it's showing you the idler wheel to set out to assemble that with a poly cap. Then put all your running gear on. You've got the two main frontal drive sprockets there which go on. You can put the drive sprockets on if you wish, and possibly the idler. I might well leave that until the very last this time. Again, you've got the front spare tracks which go on the front of the hole, and then obviously it's the assembly of the tracks that come with the kit. Now, as I say, I'm going to use the aftermarket ones, so hopefully they should be coming through fairly soon. And then obviously you've got the demonstration of how to put it together on there if you want to use the kit tracks. Okay, I don't think they're going to be that good, to be honest, because they're not going to reproduce the accurate sag. Then you assemble the upper hull with the frontal armour, and then put obviously all the spare parts on there, including some of the tools. I think that's already welded on the kit, I don't know. Then it's just basically putting the sidle armour and the rear plates, upper hull on, and the frontal armour, and bang, that's the main part, the hull done, unlike a 1/35. Then it's basically assembling all the rear exhaust system. Okay, now I might be using the etch parts for this because I want to obviously replicate some battle damage where it's got bowed, etc. And then you've got the ammunition pack which goes on the back along with the jack, as you can see there, and that shows you how to assemble the jack. And obviously up here is the assembly of the actual exhaust, as you can see there. Then this is a nice bit, which is going to save you a lot of time than you would do on the 135th kit, is that all the FIFO filter system comes in one piece. Okay, there you go, and you just fit them onto the end of the FIFOs along with the exhaust shrouds. Bang, done. And then obviously the next stage is to put all the spare running tow ropes on, bars, etc. Some of the hatches. You can have them open, I would assume, if you want to. And then you put the side spare tow bar on, which is for the tracks. Tow bar's there. Obviously some of the storage which goes on there as well. And this is the disappointing thing, is that the barrel comes in two halves. I've actually ordered a aftermarket metal barrel for this, and the other disappointing thing is the actual turret itself comes in two pieces, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare because you're going to have a nasty seam there. But with a bit of sanding and filling, I'm sure you can make a good job of that. Alright, and then you put the main mantlet together. Again, you can actually move it with the poly caps. You've got the loader's hatch there, filter which goes there, coolant filter. Then you put your barrel onto the mantlet, okay, onto the turret, and then it's a case of assembling the smoke dispensers or smoke dischargers, which you can see there. And then the commander's cupola, because obviously this is the early version, which is unlike the slide version on the later mid and late versions. Spare tracks go on the side if you so wish. Then you've got the viewport there, and then obviously you've got the actual I'm trying to remember, stowage bin, which goes on the back of the turret along with the other smoke dischargers, okay, and spare tracks. Then it's just basically putting the side fenders on, which I may well use the edge brass set for. And then the turret goes on, and that is the build done, practically. Now, obviously, as I said to you, you've got one of... let me have a look here. That's surprising. I thought I had a bit more than that, unless I've lost the thing. I can assure you there are more colour options. Oh yeah, there we go. This is the colour options you get. This is the one I'm possibly going to do, is Otto Karas's Tiger 213. So you can, with the distinctive crosses on the side, they're nice crosses. And then obviously you've got the overall Panzer Grey version, which was around about Russia 43. This one was summer 1944 with Karas's tank. Down here you've got tank number S33, which obviously is of the 2nd Panzer Regiment, Russia 1943, around about the Kursk era. And it shows you the upper and back and front camo scheme, which is a good thing. And then obviously the final version is of Tiger 214 of the Panzer A 505th Special SS Panzer Corps, Russia summer 1943 as well. So again, you've got the front and rear bit for the camouflage, so that's good. So that's basically the instruction sheet in a nutshell. And let's have a look at the kit itself. Okay. Right, as you can imagine, it's a lot smaller. Now in here, and I'm not going to take them out, is all the decal sheet with all the variants that you can use with the Knights Crosses, etc. You can't see it obviously because of the tissue sheet. I'm not going to take it out, otherwise they're going to get damaged. First part is the upper hull, which you can see here. Not bad detail. Might need to put a little bit of Mr. Surfacer on there just to give it some texture. Yeah, there is a little bit there, but not noticeable enough. And then obviously you've got the rear plate, which you've got there. And right here you've got the upper turret, part of the turret, the 2 turret halves, which is a bit of a disappointment, but there is some nice little weld seams on there, which I can assure you looks nice. Front tracks, part of the 5-4 filter system there, which is 5-4s. There's the actual hoses. You've got your rear fenders there, frontal armour and frontal armour plate. Okay. And then obviously your tools. And I have to say, for 1/48, it isn't bad, I'll give you that, it's not bad. And then obviously the next slot is all your running gear. I was going to do the quick wheel set, but I think I'll have to do this hand painted, so I know it's going to be a bit of a nightmare, but hey, that's the way it goes. Then you've got your tracks here, which you assemble. I'm not going to use those. I am going to use the aftermarket ones I've ordered in. Part of the exhaust system, which you see there, and filter system, tow bars, frontal tow bars, sprocket right there, nice detail. Again on the rear as well, not bad. So that's that. And then obviously you've got your fender, side fenders right here. Okay, not bad detail. I mean, if you didn't want to use aftermarket, you could cut some of these off and maybe bend them with your pliers or whatever with some heat, I don't know. And obviously you've got your rear exhaust shrouds here, storage bins right there, part of the front mantlet, there you go. Nice crisp detail, I have to say, no flash at all. Not bad for 1/48. There's your tow ropes as well, which you can see here. Detail on them isn't bad either, I have to say. And obviously you've got your commander's hatch there. There's the jack, as you can see. I don't know if you can get that into shot. There's the jack right there. Starter handle, etc. So yeah, not bad detail for Tamiya. And then obviously you've got your rear ammunition pack as well. And then your side tow rope for your tracks. There you go. And this, I will get out of its box, is the lower hole. Now, if I pull this off, there we go. It gives it some nice weight. I have to say, that is nice. That is very nicely cast. Sorry, I'll get it into shot, guys. That is beautifully cast. The only thing that's going to let it down is that, but there again, once it's all buttoned up, you're not really going to notice it. So that is beautifully cast, I have to say. There we are. That's it in a nutshell. Right, let's put that back in. Now, 1/48, as I say, is not usually my scale. I usually prefer 1/35, just to give it that bulk for the kit. How am I going to get this thing back in? It's got it out. It's a bit of a devil to get back in. Oh, yeah, I see. Right, pop that in. Right, so there we are. Popping him back in. There we are. Popping back there. As I say, it's not a bad little kit. For the scale, it's not badly detailed. But if you want to make a really good job of this Tiger, I would suggest you get some aftermarkets, particularly the barrel, and obviously for the fenders, etc. I'll be getting the Hauler PE set in 1/48, which they also do for the initial version of the Tiger one, which I know Wesley Elsmore is going to be doing. But other than that, with the added aftermarket, it's going to make a super little kit, I reckon, and it'd be quite interesting to build. And I would imagine it takes next to no time for the scale to get built. So that's why I actually decided to take part in this buddy build. Now, the only thing is I may not be able to post anything up on the i.s.m forum because I have a software incompatibility problem. So if I do anything, it'll be on the i.s.m Facebook page. Alright. Anyway, that's it for now, guys, and until my monthly update, get kit crazy, happy modelling, hope you enjoyed the review and the entry video. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon.